Ah, yes, flexing the skinny copter. The Cayo Perico life is good. But then I remembered NPCs exist and life is not so good. And I wanna kill them all, so I guess that's what we're gonna do today. But first, recap of what we did earlier. Last time the Union of Slavic Socialist Republics launched a bloody attack on the lumberyard and finished off the NPCs who took part in the Halloween offensive. Now, the plan is to conquer Chiliad and the area surrounding it. I thought that was gonna be simple. It wasn't. We pick up Comrade Philip in friendly territory, aka Paleto, in our glorious Żaba. Our first target is the shop north of Chiliad. We set the timer and now all we gotta do is call off the law enforcement. Easy enough. Comrade Philip shoots the shopkeeper without hesitation. I somehow managed to kill a driver with a shotgun that spreads more than your mom's legs do, which is impressive. And then friendly fire happened cause trigger happy the bill got triggered by the existence of parked cars. I run back and witness a firefight going on, which Ivan quickly joins. I eat some nades and get back to the Urod who wants to fight back using the atomizer. After holding out for a while I decide to do some trolling and proceed to eat some gas. It fails miserably cause of course it does, and now we get a Jewish shower experience from 1944. Not the worst thing Ivan did. The Balkans were much spicier, trust me. And then some news cunt comes in and kills innocent little Ivan. Whether we capture this is now dependent on Philip. I just basically spectate now and take note of the casualties. Once this battle ends in a big fat W for us, I notice an incident. To be more precise, the NPCs were fighting each other. Burning cars caused explosions which made the civilians panic. They ran over cops which made them essentially commit genocide on their own. This is gonna be a PR win for the insurgency. It was hilarious to watch, not gonna lie. Now that the northern flank was secure, the next target was Chiliad itself. Unfortunately, we ran into a slight problem. How were we gonna get a wanted level up there? I tried kidnapping an NPC with a cargo bob, but then we were hit with an even bigger problem. Cops didn't wanna spawn at the top. No matter what we tried, cops weren't pouring in Soviet waves. Rockstar managed to disappoint everyone once again. So we had a different idea. Between Alamo and Chiliad there's this road which has some structures too. If we capture this we can basically say we have Chiliad since we would have it surrounded on 3 sides. Also it would be a nice jump off point into Grapeseed which has an airstrip. So basically kinda important for us. We pick up a June buggy armed with an AD-eater. Bad idea. Why? That's why. Never trust monkey brain gopniks with grenade launchers attached to a vehicle. But fortunately I have 3 of them, all with different armament. We get the one with the PKM slapped onto it. Glorious. And the attack officially begins. We basically get to our first destination virtually unopposed, unless you would consider civilian NPC cars as resistant. Once the retard driver figures out how to get to a place he never even knew existed, the timer is set. Surviving 4 minutes is harder than you think. Philip stays on the PKM while I run around on foot. After a while we switch and boy oh boy this gun is very cheeky-breaky. Also here's a maths question. Just in time I notice news airdropping behind me. Ivan has a Kalashnikov. Calculate the area of the sun. Soon after Ivan dies, and so does Philip. Blyat. I hop back in though via shooting the wounded, which I'm pretty sure is a war crime. I give the order to fall back into the wooden dock thingy. We hold off the NPC hordes quite nicely. In fact, they get wrecked so hard we actually get a moment of peace cause they weren't spawning in fast enough. I whip out the minigun cause I felt like it and pull off a Dwayne Johnson on the helicopter. I rarely use the minigun and I gotta say, it shreds through people very satisfyingly. Then I decide to grab the PKM, which is about as Slav as you can get. The fact that this has bigger recoil than the minigun is terrifying. And for that, I think it deserves a Gopnik award. Here you go, PKM, you deserve it. The 4-minute mark passes and we win. But the job is not done yet. We were on the defensive, now it's time to go forward. I think I just made Stalin proud. We attack onto the mainland flawlessly as none of us die. I call in the June buggy that has a minigun strapped onto it. It spawns in nicely in front of us. Philip hops in and clears the road. Murdering civilian NPCs along the way, we get to our second place of interest. We find some shed in which we can hold off the NPCs. Unfortunately, Ivan dies yet again. Soon after so does Philip. I guess we gotta reset the timer again, billion. This time I go with the Saiga shotgun. I expect angry comments from Germans below this video. Okay, Kalashnikov it is. Please don't install a gas shower in my area. This time the NPCs get demolished yet again and don't even hide in our little weed shack like a bunch of not-Slavs. Obviously such a bold tactic is gonna cause some sort of death. This was Ivan in this case. As the day slowly ends, a gang attack is triggered. Looks like third-party NPCs wanna fight both the law enforcement and us at the same time. Fighting between the NPC factions was good for us since Philip had less cops on him now. The timer finally relieves us of duty. Let's recap. Basically, the USSR managed to double its territory. Let's look at the casualties, The Union of Slavic Socialist Republics lost 4 Gopniks and 1 Urod. The NPCs lost 87 cops with 10 I'm not sure about, so missing in action, and 4 from the incident at the beginning. 85 news and 2 from the incident, and 4 helicopters. The third party NPCs lost 15 rednecks, 12 of which were killed by the law enforcement, and 9 civilians with another 9 from the incident. Keep in mind that's everything I managed to capture on only my screen. The real numbers are obviously higher. Oh well, here we are at the doorstep to Grapeseed. But we didn't even do any sort of secret police work back in Paleto yet. Worry not, stay tuned for next week's video, where we will become the NKVD and achieve Red Terror. Subscribe to Life of Boris.